That was astonishing. The speed of your reaction just now and the way you unsheathed your sword reminded me exactly of Colleen. You're going to make an outstanding knight of Convallaria one day. Just like your grandmother.
No, grandmother wouldn't have let her guard down like that. I'm sorry, I don't deserve that praise.
That voice you heard was just a mirror.
A mirror?
More precisely, it's a mirror with a love-struck boy trapped inside who claims his girlfriend betrayed him.
Hey, you'd have been so lonely here all this time if you didn't have me to talk to. I think the least you could do to thank me is let me out. I've told you before, I'm an ancient Amorphes mirror spirit. Release me, and I can make all of your wishes come true. Excuse me. I've told you so many stories. Is a word of thanks too much to ask for? Huh? What are you doing? Wait! Hey!
Would you like to go for a stroll with me, Athena?
A stroll? Do you mean in the rest of the Stellaris temple or outside? Lean on me, Mr. Lucian.
Do I really seem so frail?
It's just that you look... your grandmother's close friend, so I need to look after you. This is...
What's the matter? This is my home.
But I entered that room from the Temple of Art.
The Temple of Art? Sounds like a very prestigious art gallery. But you're right. I've long felt that living in such a big place all by myself is a bit excessive. Perhaps I'll turn it into an exhibition space. After all, I don't really own much besides art collections.
What's going on? Is this a dream?
Athena, could you do something for me?
Of course, Mr. Lucian.
You're going to agree before even knowing what it is? I know I probably shouldn't say this, seeing as I'm the one making the request. But if you agree to everything too readily, you might end up regretting it.
You're my grandmother's friend, so I don't think you would ask for anything too outrageous. Besides, grandmother says that a knight of Convallaria should always put others' needs first.
Is that so? Well, that does sound like something Colin would say.
Mr. Lucian?
Good evening, Lord Lucian. The mansions and grounds have been inspected. Nothing unusual to report.
I didn't think there would be. By the way, Colin, I suppose there's really no need to call me by that fake name when we're alone in here. Don't you agree?
I'm sorry, Lord Lucian. That I cannot do. Were I to drop my guard and call you by your real name, I would essentially be handing you on a plate to any assassins that might be hiding nearby. That's why I plan to use every opportunity to practice calling you Lord Lucian. It needs to become a reflex. It's the only way to ensure nothing can go wrong.
Fine. I guess you're right. It's getting late. Why don't you go to bed, Colleen?
The Astral Council has ordered me to keep your home safe. I will not abandon my duty for even a minute. You should go to bed, however. You need a good night's sleep for lectures and classes tomorrow.
I fell asleep ages ago. I just got up to use the bathroom.
I see. I'll continue my patrols. Please go back to your room, Lord Lucian.
You're not an AGI mecha, Colleen. Even if it is a council mission, you still need to sleep.
I'm fine. Now's not the time for rest. You have suffered 2 assassination attempts in recent days. Although the culprits were thwarted, it proves just how vigilant we need to be.
Well, it's a good thing you've taught me some self-defense. Now at least, they can't kill me without a fight.
There's other works requiring your attention, Lord Lucian. Please, leave the job to the Knights of Convalaria. And please, don't worry about me. This mission is nothing compared to the Knights' survival training. Unless my excessive focus on your safety is unduly disrupting your life. Is that so, Lord Lucian? My deepest apologies. Please, do not hesitate to point out any shortcomings or inconveniences.
Yes, it is quite disruptive, actually. Colleen, could you do something for me?
Anything you ask.
Well then, I want you to take a break. Go to bed. And that's an order.
Certainly, right. Wait, what?
What's the matter? You just said you'd do whatever I asked.
But...
It's a biological fact that if a human goes without sleep for over 24 hours, it begins to adversely affect their concentration and reaction speed. How do you know you'll be alert enough to protect me this way?
You're right, but...
Are you still not convinced? But you promised me, and I thought a promise was a sacred thing to a knight of Convalaria.
I understand, Lord Lucian.
Well, that settles it. You may take whichever room in the mansion you'd like. You're more than welcome to take my super king bed with velvet sheets. I'll be fine with the guest room.
No need. I will sleep on the sofa in the living room. That way, if anyone were to break in, I'll be right here to deal with it.
All right. Good night, Colleen. Sweet dreams. You really were tired, weren't you?
Lord Odysseus.
She clearly hasn't conditioned her reflexes enough for when she's sleeping. Colleen gave her all for Amorphis, and I owe her a lot too. But I don't know whether I'll ever be able to finish the gift I promised her.
If you owe her so much, then please see it through.
People have long said that the eyes on the Immortal star is cursed, that it brings misfortune to its owner. Colleen has told me dark tales of the gem. She even said she'd once considered throwing it away. However, she didn't want anyone else to find it and be afflicted with bad luck. Colleen decided that this burden was the palace family's duty to bear. But how can something like this be anybody's duty? It is human nature to strive towards the light, no matter how deep they fall into the dark.
So you borrowed the gem to...
It took me much longer than anticipated to remove all of its impurities. There were some mishaps along the way, but I still managed to get it done in time.
What do you mean, in time, Mr. Lucian? Surely there's no rush for you to finish it.
Athena, do you remember our agreements when you first arrived?
Yes.
And I'm saying if, I don't have the strength to leave this room once I've finished this statue. Will you be able to take it to Colleen for me?
The puppet show has begun. I love kids like you who know how to behave. Shoddy little puppet.
And that's how you'll be remembered.
Come, our play is not over until the curtain call. Dance, my maids! Just as well. I was in a bad mood anyway. The impudent shall get their due.
I'm not getting my hands dirty. Kneel!
I love you.
Out of my way. I'll end this.
You have long lost your way. The end was doomed long ago, as expected.
I think you need some rest first, Mr. Lucian.
I'm fine. Let's just say I'm fine now. In fact, I've never been better.
But you don't seem to be in good shape.
You've got the wrong impression. For an artist, combustion of creativity is the only vital sign that matters.
Mr. Lucian!
Thank you, Athena. I feel much better now.
I really think you should lie down for a while.
Athena. I am a man pursued by time. I cannot rest. Otherwise, I'll be caught.
Who are you trying to impress here exactly? You're never finishing your precious statue in time like this.
No one asked for your opinion.
Let's make a deal, Mr. Artist. You get me out of this mirror, and I'll help you feel better. I can do it with a snap of my fingers. What do you say? You have no idea how lucky you were to run into me. What's with the hesitation?
Don't listen to him, Mr. Lucien.
I'm used to waiting after all. Let's see who cracks first.
This needs cleaning, and this, and here, and there. Mr. Lucien's coughing seems to have improved. Such concentration. But I really should convince him to take a break now.
Finally.
Mr. Lucien?
Colleen. I kept my promise.
That's fantastic, Mr. Lucien! Mr. Lucien! Mr. Lucien! Mr. Lucien! Okay, first I'll get him to bed, then I'll go for help. Please, wake up, Mr. Lucien!
know what they say. All work and no play. But would you listen to me? I was genuinely trying to help you. This is what you get for ignoring others' kindness. Since you refused my offers, I have no choice but to ask you to die now.
Who are you?
Huh? That's my question. Who are you? There wasn't anyone else here a minute ago.
I've been here the whole time, but you didn't pay attention to me until now. Why can he suddenly see me now? He could only see Mr. Lucian before. Is it because I'm carrying Mr. Lucian on my back?
Interesting. The knight in shining armor turns out to be nothing but a silly little girl.
Don't underestimate me. I'm a future knight of Convallaria.
What's a knight of Convallaria? Oh, I remember now. They're the jerks who destroyed the wonderful world I'd created.
Your wonderful world?
If I hadn't been tricked by that modifier and trapped in this damned mirror, there's no way you would have been able to touch the paradise I created. Well, that's decided. Before I find the modifier, I'm going to kill each and every last one of you reformists.
I have no idea what you're babbling on about. But Grandmother Colleen, Mr. Artisus, you cannot tarnish the names of these people who have given their all for Amorphes.
Interesting. Very interesting. Listen well, minions. My strength has not yet fully recovered, so you're going to have to teach this brat a lesson for me.
I don't care if I'm in a dream, but I'm not going to lose to the likes of you.
Mintha, Luke, look after our guests.
I'm not getting my hands dirty. Take your regrets with you if you
Completely worthless.
This power. So you're also a modifier. A shame that you haven't awakened yet.
Say whatever you want, but I won't be swayed by you. I will keep Mr. Lucian safe. I know I
reached
can.
the end of your journey.
out of my way. I have no need of you. Huh?
This is where faith gathers. Such legends should never exist.
The end was doomed long ago, as expected.
What's wrong? I haven't even finished warming up yet.
Curse you! Why are my attacks so slow? Why can't I keep up with him? Forgive me, Grandmother. I'm sorry, Mr. Lucian. If only I trained harder. If only I were a little stronger.
I know you're just a sniveling little kid, but I have a feeling you're going to cause me a lot of headaches in the future if I let you go.
Funny, I was just thinking the exact same thing.
It's almost cute how stubborn you are. Unfortunately, playtime's over.
Over for you.
Huh? What the? Ah!
Mr. Lucian?
You! What are you doing to me? Ah! You! Did you break the mirror on purpose? I won't forget this! Ah!
Mr. Lucian! Are you okay?
I'm sorry for dragging you into this. I thought I could hold on for longer.
What was that?
It's a special kind of creature. I've seen one once before, when I was with a friend. I don't know why, but my body seems to repel them for some reason. I just have to touch them, and they go up in smoke like that.
Mr. Lucian?
That one was much stronger than the one I encountered last time. But judging from the looks of it, it'll probably take a very long time to recover. It might even lose its memories, or go insane. Athena, do you remember the mission I entrusted to you?
Of course. But if I leave you like this, I'll be worried.
Our meeting is nothing more than a dream. And your help isn't going to change it, I'm afraid. But please make sure Colin receives my gift, so my soul may rest in peace. My fate has never smiled upon me. I've suffered from this illness ever since I was a child. To tell the truth, it's a miracle that I've managed to live for so long. The other children at school never wanted to hang out with the sick kid. So I shut myself away in a room with just my imagination for company, waiting for death to finally come and claim me. But one day, somebody told me that the art I'd created could sweep away the darkness that had befallen Omorphis. And they brought me out of my isolation. I met someone who believed in me, right when I was at my lowest point. When I was denounced and attacked, she drew her sword to protect me. They sacrificed their lives and their ideals so that I could speak. I never thought I'd be lucky enough to meet such an interesting, loyal group of friends, let alone have the chance to fight alongside them to make the world a better place. But we humans are never satisfied. I started thinking, If I were healthier, would I be able to keep watch over this era for longer? Would I be able to leave more art for posterity? Would I be able to see my friends for longer? Would I be able to voice the thoughts I dare not speak? Maybe I'm asking for too much.
Mr. Lucian! What was all that? Just a daydream, or... I'm not going to let you stop me now.
She's been gone too long, hasn't she? You lied from the very beginning, didn't you?
the extra test and all the rest. There's no way Commander Colleen would send Athena to such a dangerous task.
Vice Commander, I have no desire for any more of your baseless accusations.
Even if this extra test was real, there must have been a time limit. I say the examination is over. We need to go in and look for the girl.
The Commander said nothing of time limits.
Enough of this joke. You'll be surprised to learn what I'll do if something really happens to Athena.
Your threats fright me not, Artemis. If you attempt to interfere with the Knights of Convalaria's examination as the acting examiner, I shall sanction you right on the spot!
If it's a fight you want, then I'll give it to you right here, right now!
The puppet show has begun. I love kids like you who know how to behave. Come, our play is not over until the curtain call. Completely worthless.
Argo Palace. Open to any challenge!
Surrender your body and your soul.
Ha! How disappointing!
This is where fate gathers.
I love kids like you who know how to behave.
Out of my way.
Where do you...
Inferiors have no place in the sage.
Welcome, the first rays of the reverberating daylight dawns. Say!
Go, and don't get killed.
Struggle all you want, but remain in the palm of my hand. You've reached the end of your journey.
I acknowledge your courage.
I love kids like you who know how to behave.
Where do you think you're
I
going?
won't be next. The puppet show has begun. I love kids like you who know how to behave. Shoddy little puppet. Come, our play is not over until the curtain call. Dance, my maid.
Away. Stand clear.
Surrender. Everything is within my command.
Where do you think you're going?
I love kids like you who know how to behave.
Out of my way. Inferiors have no place in the sage. Leave it to me.
I acknowledge your courage.
Welcome, the first rays of the morn.
Where do you think you're going?
Reverberating daylight dawns. Say!
Not a bad piece of
Surrender
work at
your
all.
body. You've reached the end of your journey.
This is where fate gathers.
It must hurt.
Where do you
I
think
love
you're
kids like
going?
you who know how to behave.
I acknowledge your courage. It's not over yet.
Surrender your
think
body
you're
and
going?
your soul.
Ha! How disappointing!
Dance, my maid. I've got an interesting show planned. Everything is within my command.
Where do you think
Head it
you're
out, just
going?
like you who know how to behave.
Welcome the first rays of the morning. Reverberating daylight dawns.
Ha! How disappointing!
Struggle all you want, but remain in the palm of my hand.
An opening!
Shoddy little puppet. The end was doomed long ago, as expected.
Happy birthday, Athena. Here's your present.
Thank you, Argo. Oh,
What's the matter?
no, it's nothing.
I give up. Here, you can borrow it for a little while. But it's heavy, so be careful.
Thank you, Argo.
You can lift it?
Congratulations, Argo. You've become the most handsome knight ever of the Knights of Convallaria.
No, it was nothing. The exam was a bit harder than in previous years, but I'd reviewed, so it was fine. Now you can tell all your friends that I'm an official.
I want to be a knight like you.
What? Athena, becoming a knight is not a game you play. Do you even understand what it entails? The Pallas family already got me to continue its tradition of knighthood, and you don't need to. Athena. Athena, you chose this path. And this examination is simply the first of many trials you will encounter. And it's nothing compared to the hardships you will face in the future. I know you'd be furious if someone else cut your exam short.
Stop it, both of you.
Master,
Lady Celine.
Argo, open the gates to the temple.
Lady Celine, I swear in the name of Convallaria that Commander Colleen personally appointed me to the task. We were only following orders.
I'm aware of that, but I have Astral Council affairs to attend to, for which I must seek entrance to the temple.
But the Knights of Convallaria entrance examination is still in progress.
I don't recall any examination taking this long before. Our patience is limited, and I have an urgent council matter to attend to.
But... all right. It has never been a knight's duty to question the order from the 5th of the Astral Council. You there! Open the doors!
Huh?
Could it be?
Knights of Convallaria candidate, Athena Pallas, has completed her examination.
Athena, I'm so glad you made it out safely.
By the letter of the rules, you have exceeded the time limit for sure. However, the commander did not specify on the duration. Therefore, I declare that you have qualified.
Thank you. Could I trouble you with a plea?
What plea?
I would like to request to borrow this statue from the Stellaris Temple.
You've already passed the exam. What do you want it for?
Request approved. The rules only mention restrictions on display items, and this statue isn't one of them. Just make sure you return it soon.
I'll go. Where's grandmother?
The commander has never missed the entrance examinations. But today she has to leave to honor a close friend because of the anniversary of his death.
A close friend's death?
I didn't think anyone else would come to visit him today.
He's a household name in Omorphes. Of course, many would wish to come.
You don't sound like you're from Amorphes. He is commemorated on another day. Few know the actual day he died, let alone where his grave lies.
Is that so? Does that not make me suspicious then? Are you going to detain me and take me back for questioning?
No, I can tell you come here with no malicious intent. If you did, I doubt you'd have only brought flowers.
Was it his wish to be buried here?
Yes. He always said that crowded places were not to his liking. Of course, his position didn't allow him the freedom to act in accordance with his preference. This place, at least, can grant him the peace he deserved.
Can you tell me about him? I'm a big admirer of his. It took a lot of research for me to find this place. A pity that I'll never get the chance to speak to him.
Of course. He accomplished many great deeds. His story takes up at least 2/3 of the records in any history book you will find here. Carrying out reforms under the threat of daggers and swords, inspiring a nation with his artworks, and guiding us forward after the daybreak. The life he lived seemed to be lifted straight out of a play. Of course, his life wasn't all smooth sailing. For example, he lost a priceless artwork to an innkeeper in a bet, arrived late to the most crucial debate of his life, and failed in an art contest against a frustrated puppeteer. When someone is elevated to a deity, people often forget that they live and breathe as anyone else does. Yet aside from his occasional complaints to those close to him, he never failed to live up to the lofty standards expected of him. He lost the artwork to the innkeeper so that the inn could sustain itself and keep relieving the poor. He was late to the debate because he had already pushed himself past the breaking point. He even risked his status to establish a private art competition so that he could motivate the artist he admired. Paying the damage to his reputation, no mind, and failed miserably.
A fascinating person indeed. Makes me wonder why I haven't read any of these stories from the records.
Because people always prefer what they wanted him to be, rather than what he was. But as far as I'm concerned, the man I know had always been the same Lucian. The one whom I vowed to protect, whom I spent decades with, and whom I came here for today. I have no regrets for the past. But I do miss him sometimes. It's just... if only I had realized it sooner.
Grandmother!
Hello, Athena. How did your examination go? What is that?
Grandmother, I passed the exam. I'm now a knight of Convallaria, just like you.
That's my girl. But I only asked you to acquire the eyes on the Immortal Star. You didn't have to bring it to me.
I know. I didn't bring it because of the exam, but because I made a promise to someone.
To whom?
His name was Lucian. Grandmother, what's wrong? I met Mr. Lucian in the temple, but then so many bizarre things happened. I think maybe it was all a dream or something.
It's all right, Athena. Tell me, what was this promise you made?
Mr. Lucian wanted me to deliver this Medusa statue to you, because he was the one who borrowed the eyes on the Immortal Star, and he promised to return it to you. He also wanted me to tell you that while he might be a procrastinator, he's not a liar, and that it's a shame a gem with the name as pretty as eyes on the Immortal Star is thought to be cursed. So he borrowed it to remove all of the impurities within before returning it to you, to show you that no gem, no family, no person can be forever cursed and bound to their fate.
Were these his words? For real?
I mean, I could have simply dreamt it all up.
Was there anything else?
I don't think so. I don't really remember. I'm sorry, Grandmother. I bet I sound ridiculous right now.
It's fine. The examination must have been taxing for you. Go home and get the rest you deserve.
Yes, Grandmother. Grandmother, I just remembered something. Mr. Lucian did say one last thing. He said that Eyes on the Immortal Star is a pretty name, but feels somewhat cold and distant. So he said that, since he has now removed all the impurities from it, it should have a different name. He thought it should be called Immortal Star in Thy Eyes.